come in the kit, and it's a U-line. Well, this is the, you can see the label on there. This is just under 800 thousandths. If you want a mic, there's a mic in there. And what I did is I attached it. You got to get this thing in and out. I went over to Home Depot and I bought 1/2 inch square tubing. Well, 1/2 inch square tubing is exactly the right size for 3/8 inch drive French. That just snaps right in there. It's exactly the right size. The idea of that works just fine for that. So you can rig up a drill. I don't recommend it because the drill will tend to twist out of your hand before you're done. But I used at least initially literally a hand ratchet. It's a hand reamer. It's called a hand reamer.
So then just drill the hole so you can put it.
And I just put set screws in there to hold it because it's not perfectly tight, and actually the shank on that one is a little bit smaller.
You drill a hole up here for your adapter, right? You're following your adapter.
No,
You didn't drill a hole. Did you drill a hole up here?
no.
Oh, there's a hole there.
Oh, I may have tried.
The reason I'm asking is usually there's a dimple on your adapter, and that keeps the adapter and everything attached.
You mean for this?
No.
Oh,
You got
yeah,
ratchet.
yes, yeah.
You
Okay.
got a detent to
Yeah,
keep that
yeah.
attached.
Yes, I may have. I
If
don't
you have
I don't
one
recall
that's fairly
doing
new
that.
and it's
But
not terribly wore out.
yeah. I think you're right. I think I did do that just so.
And it does work usually, generally, very well.
Yeah. And, but this is, I need to go up a size on this, but it's a snug fit. And it'll go all the way up.
That reminds me of the bushing reamer for kingpins.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I had two of the, they're a lot bigger than what you have there.
But it'll go,
I'm sure they make.
you know, it'll go all the way up in the end. I can increase, the way you adjust this is you just take a crescent wrench, loosen one end, turn it about a 1/2 turn. At the top, the shank end being the top, tighten up again. The blades here are on a taper. In that, as you push them up, the whole thing gets larger, and the two ends just adjust the position of that and keep it tight.
Tom, would you consider writing an article for the Short-Winged Piper News for this process so that we could all have it in our library?
Yeah, I will do that once we get it approved
Got
from the
it.
FAA.
Got it.
We haven't submitted it. It is not approved at this point. We have to submit it to them.
So
Yeah.
you're developing a process to ream the hole to a specific diameter. But then
Yeah,
what-
we're
what are you
we'll ream the inside of that tube to the spec diameter of the of the shaft, which is 0.803. Whatever that tube is that I had, yeah.
So you're not using a 3/4 inch OD tube, you're gonna go in with a tube that's a little bigger and outside?
Yeah, we're gonna take a tube that is, we're gonna start off with 7/8 diameter and centerless grind it down to 0.80, about 802, 801, 802, to give about a 1 or 2 thousandths. It'll be it won't be interference, it'll be it'll be a gap. You won't get a line to line, 100% line to line fit and never get it in there that length.
Right.
You know, you can put a hammer drill on it, it might go in. That I'm not real sure of. I have made this is just half-inch steel rod that I turned a plug on the end. And the reason for the plug is I wanted to use this as a swage. I got this one a little bit too small. I gotta turn another one that's about 3,000ths larger than what this is. But the only purpose of this is to ensure that that whole tube is the right diameter and you're gonna get it in there. And be able to slide the whole thing in. And this you can put on the end of a hammer drill and literally swage it to size if you had to. But the most you're gonna have to do that is, it'll be a couple of thousand. So you're not gonna crack the material, you're not gonna split the material, you're not gonna change the material, do too much of the material. It's just gonna be primarily in the area down at the bottom here where you first slide it in. And I didn't bring a tool in my truck. This is very close to the right diameter. I'll probably get that back out. But that's all the way. I need something to turn. I got a wrench down the rock.
Pair of vice grips works.
Yeah, I got it.
All the shavings of this,
Huh?
are they gravity out or are they metallic? All the shavings that occur from this?
As that comes out, the shavings would be, they're metallic.
Which will cling to the wall as you throw the tool?
Yeah, you cling, I take an airline and.
From the inside out. Air
I
pressure
have
way up
a-
the line there.
Yeah, I got a long airline that I use, for a number of things on my airplane that don't go all the way up to the top and blow it out.
Okay.
One of the things I use it for happens to
If
be
you wanna
on.
make something, if you have an air blowgun, you can go ahead and get a piece of brake line and adapt that to whatever you want, whether that be a double flare or a bubble flare on one end. And once you get that attached to your blowgun, you should be able to go up there, and you actually can use, if you have an aspirator on the side of the blowgun, you can actually wash that out with solvent. And the solvent will dry, 100%, as long as you have some air moving within about 15 or 20 minutes. Mineral spirits is one thing you could use, but better to use started solvent.
Couldn't you just blow air off it, dry it?
You can, but the only problem is, what if you have something up in there that you're not blowing out? That's why I'm saying, if you wish and have a hole on top and bottom, you can blow it. Actually, I have an aspirator tool on the side if I'm cleaning stuff, and I got a gallon jug of mineral spirits or started solvent, which I use to actually aspirate that up to the end of the blowgun at that point in time. I can use it as a small little pressure spray washer.
Okay, now, if you left the shavings in there,
You got a
But-
problem.
I wouldn't leave the shavings in.
You got a problem.
what's the, what will, what will,
You're gonna get a possibility of oxidation because it's not
Okay.
treated. And the other portion of the equation is, okay, shavings, it's like having a rivet, a rivet. You need to dechamfer that in order to
now,
eliminate that
now I
problem.
understand, thank you.
No, I would have, at a very minimum, blow it out.
Right,
I'm just saying, it just depends on your perspective.
Sure.
How clean do you want it to
Well,
be?
that, you're absolutely right.
And that's why I say if you
Yeah.
use mineral spirits, even though it still is flammable, it's the least flammable material that you can use that will basically totally evaporate.
The other thing you can do is use a wire brush, a shotgun
Okay.
wire brush from the shotgun cleaning kit.
Sure.
That's
And
another option.
you may wind up making an adapter like this or like that, to get it up in there far enough. But you can run your wire brush up in there.
Okay, you can
No.
do that too.
Now, once you get it clean enough, blown out, and I have no problem with putting a solvent in there to clean it out and getting it clean. That's a good suggestion.
You need to treat it, and I'm sure he's gonna go into that area.
Huh?
Are you gonna treat them at that point?
Well, at that point, not yet.
Or, okay, you're not to that point.
I would, what we plan on doing is getting a series of 7/8 diameter 083 wall tubes and having them centerless ground so we can provide tubes. And now those we may provide as a kit through the store.
Okay.
I don't know that we'll provide all of the tools, because that you can go to Amazon and get, just as easily as, getting it through the store. And, we can provide all the specifications, part numbers and all of that as to what to order and where to order.
If we made a kit with all this in it, I don't, when you look at the cost of doing it compared to buying a rudder.
Significantly less.
So I think a lot of people would just say, hey, let me have it one package. I wouldn't care what it costs.
And that might, that's one of the further discussions
Because if
Steve
we
and
don't,
I and
if we
Dan
don't
have
do
to
it, Univer
have.
will.
Because having to handle that becomes now a little bit of an issue.
And then the other portion is, I can see his point, Univer's point. Univer is a bigger company than what Shoreline Piper Club is.
Right.
Okay, fine. Even if we had everything together in a kit, how many kits do you actually make up in order to actually serve, I'm gonna use this, serve